Welcome to the 750 Motor Club action from a very wet Cadwell Park, where there was just time yesterday for Alistair Garrett to wrap up the low-cost championship before a flooded circuit meant that proceedings were abandoned 5 races early. Well, it's rained for much of the night, but it's finally stopped now, which means we can get underway for the first race of the day. It's the Premier Choice Group 750 Formula Championship. Now, Dave Hodkin wrapped up the championship yesterday, and he's resting on his laurels today. He's not going to be starting on the front row of the grid, so it's Billy Allbone on his own on the front, Bill Cowley and Mark Glover on the second row of the grid. As the lights go out, we're underway at Cadwell Park for 13 minutes plus 1 lap of racing, and it's a good start there by Billy Allbone in the lead of the race. Mark Glover, despite that empty piece of tarmac in front of him, has not taken advantage of it, and he's lost a couple of positions. In fact, it looks like Martin Kemp in the Race Kits Falcon has made his way up into third position, but look, the two Billy's already starting to get away from the rest. Billy Allbone and Bill Cowley, good mates, out in front of this one. Looking further back, it's Chris Goff in fourth. It looks like Mark Glover, the former low-cost racer, is in fifth position, and Dave Robson, the outgoing champion from 2012, he's in sixth position. Down towards Mansfield for the first time then, and it's Allbone and Cowley absolutely together, but a long gap back to Martin Kemp in third position, and 3 cars fighting over fourth place. Goff, Glover and Robson as well, as they head now towards the foot of the mountain section for the first time. Still lots of spray being kicked up by these cars. It's a miracle to me that we're going racing so early on Sunday morning after the bad weather that we've had here over the last 24 hours or so. Goff there being challenged by Glover as they head into the Hall Bends. Goff was the man who could still just about have denied Dave Hodkin from taking the title coming into this weekend. Goff, very experienced in 750 Formula racing, out there in his CGR2 Evo. There you can see him in fourth position, still heading this little train of cars with Glover and Robson behind him as they come through now to complete the first lap of this race. I should think we'll probably get 8 laps completed for the race distance. Glover in that pale blue car, tucked right in behind Chris Goff then as they head up towards Coppice Corner, the left-hander once more, then towards the right-hander at Charlie's, and Glover had a look there down the inside of Chris Goff. This car that he's developed over a number of years, but I think that's compromised him, and Dave Robson has gone through on the inside there at Charlie's. So Robson now goes up to 5th position and Glover goes back to 6th spot. So number 1 then, Dave Robson, the man from Ashbourne in Derbyshire, the SDAR 83. It's a car that he's been working on for 30 years. Kept down towards Mansfield once more then. Robson now getting ahead of Goff as well, so Goff down to 6th position in fact, because Glover slides through on the inside at Mansfield Corner. So Goff goes down to 6th, up to 5th goes Glover, and Dave Robson up to 4th now. But look as well in the background, you can see the blue car, that's the SSF of Bob Simpson, the 66-year-old who's coming to the end now of his 45th season of racing with 750 Formula. He was the champion in 78, 80, 89 and 2003. He'll be hoping to make up a few positions before the end of this race that rounds out his 45th year in the championship. Kemp there in a rather lonely third position, turns his way through Barn Corner and onto the start and finish straight. And look how Robson and Glover have just left Goff standing a little bit there. He's falling away from these two that are still disputing 4th and 5th positions, and Glover now showing the nose to Dave Robson, but you can see the track's still very wet, in particular offline, so there's not really more than one line that can be used to affect a good overtaking move at the moment here at Cadwell Park. It's only stopped raining in the last 20 minutes or so. Those drivers then had a race yesterday. It was Billy Allbone that took the win, his 5th of the season, but 2nd position was enough for Dave Hodkin. Martin Kemp completed the top 3 yesterday, albeit 26 seconds behind the winner. Dave Robson was in 4th position yesterday. He's holding on to that 4th place again today for the moment. Here comes Martin Kemp. And behind him, we still have this fight going on between Robson and Glover. Robson in the number 1 car, the champion in 2009 and 2012 as well. Both recorded in that car. And again, he had a very outside chance of taking the championship coming into this weekend, but it was really just a mathematical possibility and not much more than that. These cars in the Premier Choice Group 750 Formula Championship, of course, powered these days by the 1108cc Fiat engine. It really has breathed new life into the championship. It's proved a lot more reliable than the Reliant 850cc engine that was previously used. Robson now with Martin Kemp, but Kemp spins in front of him and very well to avoid him there. Dave Robson just scooting to the left-hand side of the spinning Martin Kemp, race kits Falcon at the last moment, and the 64-year-old chartered engineer from Aldershot spins 3rd position away. So there's added significance now in this battle. It's now for a podium position, and it's Robson against Glover. Sunshine now coming out at Cadwell Park as the cars come into Hall Bends. This sinuous series of corners that really do test the mettle of the drivers. And towards the hairpin they go, through the right-hander, and then it's another right-hander at Barn Corner that brings the cars back onto the start and finish straight. This championship initiated back in 1949. It was the 750 Motor Club's first racing formula, and there's lots of scope within the regulations for the amateur to design and build their own racing cars. And this is a championship that very much sticks to the original ethos of the 750 Motor Club. You see a great variety of cars on the grid. Robson just putting a bit more daylight now, I sense, between himself and Mark Glover in 4th position. Meanwhile, I can tell you that it's Billy Allbone still leading the race from in 2nd position, Bill Cowley. A reminder that Dave Hodkin didn't take the start of this one, having wrapped up the championship with 2nd place yesterday. He had 6 wins and 3 second places during the course of the season. There's the 2nd place man, Bill Cowley. He retired from yesterday's race on the 1st lap while leading Billy Allbone. It's good to see that Bill Cowley, the 20-year-old from Doncaster, has got considerably further today in this Cowley Mark IV, the car built back in 1969 by his dad, also called Bill. It's been raced as well by his father, Nige, who ran it for many years, and Bill Cowley Jr. has run it since 2011. Bob Simpson now ahead of Chris Goff then, so that's a change. Both of these drivers have been in the championship for many years, but no one can beat Bob Simpson in terms of his experience. This car that Bob Simpson races these days was built in 1991. It won the championship in 2003. That was with a Reliant engine. Now, of course, as I say, all of the cars with the Fiat engine. Most of the engines conventionally mounted, but one at least transversely mounted engine. And the Baton 3, Tony Batten's design, that Billy Allbone, the leader of this race, pilots. So Goff making his way through to complete another lap in 6th position, and you can see just in the background of the shot a moment ago, there he is again, Martin Kemp in 7th place, having had that spin at Mansfield a few laps ago, spinning out of podium contention. Can he get back into the top 6 though, as the race enters its closing stages? There's Robson and Mark Glover making their way down to Mansfield as the last lap board goes out to the race leader. That's Billy Allbone then. Just tells you how big a lead that he has got in this race. Pretty much half a lap ahead of these two drivers that are disputing 3rd position here. Climb their way into the woodland section once more. Meanwhile, there's Goff with Martin Kemp right behind him now. Is furiously trying to hold on to this 6th position. He wants to make sure that he wraps up 2nd place in the championship. Bob Simpson, Dave Robson, I beg your pardon, might just pip him to that. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes Robson. He's about to start his final lap. He's in 3rd position. Goff is in 6th position, and if it stays this way, they'll actually be level on points, those two, for 2nd place in the championship. Have to get the rule book out to see how we split them. I think Robson looking a bit more secure in that third place now. He's put a little bit of daylight between himself and Mark Glover in the number 36 car. Here comes Billy Allbone then, out of barn corner. We've not seen an awful lot of him in this race, but it's been a really masterful display from him, I can tell you. Out of barn corner he comes, the checkered flag being made ready, and he wins again in the Premier Choice Group 750 Formula Championship, and that is a 6th win of the season for him. And here comes Bill Cowley, he takes 2nd position, and that's one of his best results of the year, his 4th podium finish. He had one win, of course, early on in the year at Rockingham. And Dave Robson, having looked secure in 3rd position, Mark Glover has tried to chase him down in these closing few laps. To the line they come, and Dave Robson's just going to hold him off, but only by around about half a second in the end. Chris Goff, car number 11, is going to take 6th position then, I think. Martin Kemp has been close to him over the last lap or so, but that spin midway through the race really cost Martin Kemp dear when he spun out of 3rd position on lap 4. Confirmation of the results then, Billy Allbone taking the win by 7 seconds from Bill Cowley, and Dave Robson was 3rd. In the points, Dave Hodkin finished on 234, Goff and Robson on 210 apiece, but Goff had more top results. Billy Allbone 4th in the championships, but had he not been excluded at Pembrey, he'd have been taking home the title.
Billy, race win there for yourself, final win of the year. It's a good record this year, 6 wins.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Nice way to end of the year. Shame we couldn't have had a few more wins, and this, that and the other. I've got a championship, but it's always next year, isn't there?
And Cadwell Park's looking a bit tricky today with wet conditions.
Yeah, it's horrible. There's an oil spill all over the track, but you just have to look after yourself and get on with it.
And for a part season from yourself, it's not bad, is it? You've done pretty well.
It's alright, it could have been better, but do silly things. Cost you in the end, didn't it?
Well done, Billy, on a good result.
Thank you very much. Cheers.